The mirror told her she wasn't beautiful. Everyone said this was the shortcut to wealth, but nobody warned her about the danger lurking behind it. This is the story of Grace. In the bustling city of Lagos, there lived a woman named Grace. Grace was beautiful, but not the type of beauty that turned heads. She has always dreamed of getting rich, madly rich. I can't continue to live like this, she would tell herself. I want a rich man. I want my own car, not public buses where strangers press me like sardine. God, I beg, do it for me. Every night, she would sit in her small room scrolling through her phone, watching other people's lives, designer bags, Lekki penthouses, and Dubai trips. She admired everything, and most importantly, she admired her boss. She worked at an upscale salon in Victoria Island, the kind of salon where no one came just for looks, but for transformation. Her boss was Vanessa, a woman who is known not just for her beauty, but for her wealth. Grace would sweep hair from the floor and watched wealthy clients come and go. Women who didn't check prices, women whose tips were more than Grace's salary. One Monday morning, Vanessa stormed into the salon in a designer dress, walking elegantly like a proper boss. Did you see Vanessa's new watch? Grace whispered to Patience, a colleague. This her handbag can pay my rent for 6 months. Patience looked at her and answered, Grace, you're comparing your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20. You don't know what Vanessa sacrificed. But Grace wasn't listening. I deserve better. Why should I suffer while others chop life? Then her phone rang. It was Emmanuel. Emmanuel had loved Grace for 3 years. He worked as a mechanic, came home with oil under his nails, saved every kobo for their future. I got you those earrings you wanted, he said warmly. I finally saved enough. Grace's voice went cold. Earrings from a cheap market, while other girls get car keys and Dubai trips. She ended the call immediately and hissed, useless poverty stinking boys. They don't know their levels. That night, Grace stared at her mirror. Her skin was deep brown, smooth, beautiful. But all she saw was an obstacle. I'm going to leave this ghetto. I'm going to become somebody different. I can't continue like this. Outside her door, Emmanuel stood with a small gift bag wrapped in newspaper, the best he could afford. He heard her words through the thin wall, heard her dreams that didn't include him, heard her voice speaking to someone he didn't recognize. He walked away quietly, his footsteps heavy with understanding. One morning, a new client named Amara walked in, light skinned, Brazilian hair, wearing designer. As Grace washed her hair, Amara showed Vanessa photos from Dubai. This lifestyle didn't just happen, Amara said. I made it happen. How? Grace asked. Amara smiled. I changed what needed changing. In Nigeria, if you look like this, she gestured at her light skin, doors open. Men with money notice you. Simple. After Amara left, Grace couldn't stop thinking. That night she searched for skin bleaching products on her phone. Creams, injections, tonics, pills. The internet promised transformation in weeks, showed her before and after photos that looked like magic. Then one Saturday, Grace took her savings to a clinic in Victoria Island, no name outside. Tinted windows. A woman in white greeted her. First time, you want to look like Instagram slay queens? How much? The price was 4 months' salary. We have payment plans. Many girls find sponsors, men who invest in their development. Grace left with bleaching creams and crushing debt. That evening, Emmanuel came with jollof rice to gift her. Grace, it's been a month. Can we talk? She opened the door slightly. Emmanuel, I'm busy. What's happening? Did I offend you? She looked at his worn shirt, oil-stained fingers, razored shoes. Something hardened in her chest. Let me be honest. I don't need you. You're a mechanic who smells like engine oil. You bring Booker food while other men take girls to Ikoyi restaurants. You have nothing. Why are you following me? The words hit him like stones. Grace, I love you. I've been saving for our introduction future in this ghetto, taking public buses. Number one, I deserve better than a poor mechanic can give. Emmanuel set the rice down and walked away, shoulders shaking. The treatment began. Weekly injections, nightly creams that burned like fire. Her skin swelled, peeled, became patchy. It's normal, the clinic woman said. Beauty is pain. 3 months later, Grace looked different, lighter but uneven. She'd lost weight paying for treatments. She bought tight dresses with money she borrowed from a loan app on her phone, money she would struggle to repay. She posted photos with heavy filters, waited for likes like a farmer waiting for rain. Men noticed, not faithful men like Emmanuel, men who drove Range Rovers, wore gold watches. One of them, a man who called himself Chief Dio, started picking her up after work. He was old enough to be her father, with a belly that spoke of too much beer and a smile that never reached his eyes. He took her to hotels in Ikoyi, bought her gifts, posted her on his Instagram story like a trophy he'd won. Grace's phone exploded with attention, likes, comments, messages from girls asking her secret messages, from men offering friendship. You see, she told her mirror, this is who I was meant to be. But the mirror showed a stranger, someone with someone else's face, wearing someone else's smile, living someone else's life. Grace had moved out of the ghetto. Her new apartment in Lekki Phase 1 wasn't big, but it had what mattered. A proper address, working air conditioning, and neighbors who drove their own cars. Patients came to visit on a Sunday afternoon. Wow, Grace, this place is nice. Oh, Patience said, looking around at the small but clean one bedroom. Grace smiled, twirling in her living room as her light skin glowed under the LED light. You like it? This is just the beginning. Chief Dio is helping me furnish it properly. Patience edged down, her expression troubled. Grace, why did you change your skin? You were so beautiful in your dark complexion. That smooth chocolate skin you had. God forbid, Grace cut her off sharply, examining her light skinned arm in the light. Beautiful in that color? Patience, open your eyes. Don't you see the difference? This new look is money. I know how many places I've traveled to with this skin. Dubai, Ghana, Abuja. Men are falling over themselves now. Before I was invisible. Now I'm somebody. Patience looked at her friend, really looked at her. The swollen face, the unhealthy thinness, the desperate edge behind the confidence. But at what cost, Grace? Grace laughed, but it sounded hollow. Cost? Patience. You're still thinking small. This is investment. You'll see. One day you'll understand. Patience nodded slowly, knowing her friend was already too far gone to hear the truth. Months later, Grace woke to a face she didn't recognize. Dark patches spread across her cheeks, her skin peeled in large flakes, revealing raw flesh. Some areas light, some dark, some red and angry. And the pain. Oh, the pain had started. Her body ached constantly, a deep, throbbing pain in her back that made her gasp. Sometimes, when she urinated, she saw blood. Her joints hurt, her head pounded. She felt tired all the time, like her body was fighting a war inside itself. She went back to the clinic, but the woman in the white coat avoided her eyes. These are normal side effects, the woman said, not looking at Grace's ruined face. Give it time. Keep applying the cream. Normal? My face is rotting. My body is in pain. Fix this. I told you there would be discomfort. Beauty requires sacrifice. This isn't discomfort. This is, listen, the woman's voice turned cold. You signed the waiver. You knew the risks. If you want to stop treatment, that's your choice. But you still owe me for the sessions you've had. Grace left the clinic knowing she'd been deceived, but the debt remained. The damage remained. And she had no one to blame but the girl in the mirror who had believed the lies. Chief Dio noticed immediately. The next time he picked her up, his eyes swept over her face and his expression changed. What happened to your skin? He asked, not bothering to hide his disgust. It's just, I'm treating something. It will clear up soon. He drove her to the hotel that night, but his hands didn't reach for her like before. His eyes kept drifting to her patchy, peeling skin with an expression like someone who'd bought fruit and found it rotten inside. After that night, his calls became less frequent. Then they stopped altogether. When Grace tried calling him, her number had been blocked. The other men disappeared too, like smoke in wind. The Instagram likes dropped. The comments changed from beautiful to what happened to you and are you okay? Grace found herself alone with her ruined skin and her damaged body, standing in the ruins of her choices. One fateful day, Grace collapsed at home. The hospital doctor shook his head. Severe kidney damage. The bleaching products contained mercury and hydroquinone. They've poisoned you. Can you fix it? The damage is permanent. Your kidneys function at 40%. You'll need medication for life. No more bleaching. It will kill you. Grace lay connected to machines, finally understanding the price. 2 weeks in hospital. Bills consumed her savings. When discharged, the doctor said, "You are lucky to be alive." Lucky. Her skin would never heal. Patches remained, dark mixed with unnaturally light, scars from injections, 4 medications daily. The kidney pills alone cost more than her weekly salary. Vanessa kept her job out of kindness, but Grace worked in the back now, away from clients. 6 months after it began, Grace walked through her neighborhood buying medicine. People stared, children pointed, old women clucked in pity. Then she saw them, Emmanuel and a young woman, hands intertwined, laughing together. She was dark skinned, natural hair, modest dress, beautiful in her simplicity, a small ring on her finger. Emmanuel saw Grace. Their eyes met. Grace saw everything she'd thrown away, the life they could have built, the simple happiness she'd rejected. Emmanuel's expression softened with pity. Grace heard the woman ask, "Who was that?" "Someone who got lost," Emmanuel replied. "Someone who couldn't see what she had until it was gone." Grace returned to her small room and looked in the mirror. A stranger stared back, patchy skin, pain filled eyes, a body never fully healthy again. She cried for the skin she destroyed, the health she ruined, the love she threw away, the girl who had been beautiful but couldn't see it. She picked up her 4 medication bottles, reminders of borrowed beauty's price. Weeks became months. Grace learned to live with consequences, budget for medication, avoid mirrors, handle stairs. Sometimes she saw Emmanuel and his fiancée at the market, planning their wedding. She would watch from behind her scarf, remembering the joll of rice that grew cold, the earrings he saved for, the love she called not enough. Patience remained her friend, bringing black soap that couldn't fix damage but showed someone cared. "Do you regret it?" Patience asked one evening. Grace looked at her scarred hands, thought of damaged kidneys every single day. Grace had learned these lessons, paid with her skin, health, future, and love. Now she lived in the ruins, a walking warning few would heed, because the world was full of Graces, beautiful girls who couldn't see their beauty, desperate girls willing to destroy themselves for borrowed light. And as long as mirrors lied and Instagram promised transformation, there would always be another Grace. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.